It's time for some new and freaking awesome garbage. Man, I got some really cool stuff to show you that we're going to be doing here coming up. But first, I need to get you up to speed on some of the past stuff. Now, we all know I have the Porsche, and a lot of people have been excited about that. I have not had time to touch it. Still sitting in the garage. I did put a master cylinder on it. It does need brake lines, or brake hoses rather, and I got those, and I just haven't had time to put them on. But do you remember my junkyard F450? Man, did that one turn out. This truck is just one heck of a powerhouse. I pull both of my machines with it. It's been ultra reliable. I've never been happier out of a pickup truck other than my old Dodge. And the best part is I literally ended up not having near the money in it that I thought I was going to have in it. I think maybe $7,000, which you can't beat that out of a 6-7 liter Power Stroke F450. I literally just put that truck together and I just drove the wheels off of it. I still need to do a little bit of work to it. The bed, I got some damage on this bed here, which I'm not worried about it right now. The truck serves a purpose. I've literally already had this truck in Florida. I've had this truck to Knoxville several times, and the best part about this truck is I use it to go get my latest Junk and Treasures project. So me and the wife had this crazy idea where we actually want to try to do what they call the Great Loop. If you don't know what that is, that's when you go down the Mississippi, go around Florida, go all the way up to the East Coast, go up through Canada, through the Great Lakes, and back to the Mississippi, and we come right back here to Chattanooga. It's about a 6,000 mile journey, and to do that, I definitely want a more suitable boat than what I had. Now, if you go back and look at Junk and Treasures, like one of the first 2.0 versions that I've had, I have that Silverton 312 that I did the motor swap to. Put those Volvo Penta motors and drives and all that good stuff on that boat. Turned out to be a fantastic boat. We've used it for about a year. Never really totally finished out that boat with all the upholstery and everything like that. But we all remember my friend Jackson. He actually wanted that boat pretty bad, so I went ahead and did some horse trading with him, and now it's his. So that leads you on to my latest project, which is another Silverton. It's a Silverton 322 aft cabin, to be more specific. The whole thing is kind of taken apart from just being able to transport it and everything to kind of get it to the minimum height or whatever you need to do. And of course, because of the weight of this boat, we used the Ford F450 to go get it. And that truck, I mean, I don't want to say it's better than my old Dodge. I really don't, because I love that truck. But man, it is. Don't tell the wife I said that. I'll get in a lot of trouble. She loves that old Dodge. So not only the boat itself is a project, I'm adding to that because this is only a gas burner engine in this boat. It comes with two 350s. To do the loop, I really want a diesel. So we bring into play another boat that I actually inquired. This boat is a 1993 Proline, and it had 2 Yanmar diesels in it. And I got the entire boat for way cheaper than I could just buy some diesels for. And not only that, I got it at such a good price, I could take the diesels out of it and sell it with no engines whatsoever for probably about the same price that I got in the boat altogether. Now, since my time was real limited, I actually had Chase, the guy who has a Samurai from the very last Junkin' Treasures. We had him go down and pick this boat up for me in Florida, and he enjoyed every minute of it because it was literally right on the beach, so it was like a little mini vacation. Well, let's just take a quick tour of the Silverton, shall we? Now, the overall length of this boat is really not bad. It's only like a 32, 33 foot boat, but it's got the aft cabin on it, which makes it so much more spacious on the inside. We looked at boat after boat after boat, and kind of came to a conclusion that this one was not only the cheapest boat that I found, it was probably the best suited one, because I really did not want a very large boat. Yes, it'd be nice to have like a 40-foot plus boat to do this trip on, but I mean, let's get real. Like, that's just a whole different level of being able to handle something. Like, I just, no matter what, I'm gonna have to get a transport person out to get it to the house, and from the house to the lake. Oh, that's just wow. And what you already seen, I could just use the F450 to do whatever I need to do with this boat. So that is kind of my selling point on this boat right here. So back to the Proline over here. I've already got the engines removed out of this thing, and man, was it a chore. The U-joint shafts, the spline shafts that go into the coupler, were literally rusted in. So the only thing I could do was to cut it off with a torch, cut the coupler shaft. Now here's a quick clip that I made a little earlier of me pulling the port side engine out of this boat, and finally kind of figured out what I had to do to get it out. Ordeal to get these off. Could not get these out. Rusted here, rusted shaft. Both motors the same way. Saltwater sucks. So now let's move on to the goodies that are going to be going in the Silverton. Now, I have bought so many parts for these Yanmars just to try to get them up to service and all that good stuff. And here's some quick clips of me actually getting these engines running. Sounds pretty normal from other videos I've seen of these things running. I got the turbo disconnected because there was some water in it. They got new starters, new timing belts, new water pumps, gasket kits, you name it. Anything that these engines needed other than a full rebuild, which I think they're fine, they're getting. I'm going to take them all completely apart. I'm going to sandblast everything and repaint them and make them super nice. And then I got my totally freaking awesome diesel 6 kW Kohler generator that I found in Jacksonville that I literally just did a one-day trip down and back to go get. When I got it, they told me it needed a control module, so that's the reason why I got it for pretty cheap. Man, I got it back, and you know, really want to know, the only problem with it was it had a blown fuse. It's just amazing on how much money probably gets thrown out in the service industry where somebody's just too lazy to fully diagnose something, or just misdiagnose it, or ended up taking a long road to try to figure it out. And in the middle of all this, I'm still working on the Grady White. It's currently not here on my lot because it's over at Jackson's place, where I got the bottom blasted, got all the barnacles and everything like that removed off the bottom. I want to say that boat's almost done, but there's still quite a bit of small tedious stuff that has to be done to that boat. Now, the purpose of this video here is just to kind of get you guys up to speed on what I am doing. I have a lot going on. I have 2 rental houses that I'm trying to renovate, and I also kind of trying to renovate, or finish the renovation rather, on the house we have, which is not really going very fast. I have my regular excavation job that I do that keeps getting more and more and more, and I have to call in favors that people need me to do for them because they've done a lot for me, such as this white Golf. I had to fix it for a really good friend of mine, that actually the guy that gave me the Porsche. I know this has been a lot more talk and little action on this episode, but I really want to get you up to speed to kind of fill you in on what's going on. Next episode, I'm sure, is going to be probably like removing the engines out of the silver tin or something like that. So we're going to get some pretty crazy stuff going. That's it, guys. I hope you kind of enjoyed this little segment of Junk and Treasures. I got some more cool stuff coming, so like and subscribe, tell your friends. I'm really trying to get this to take off.